When Vibe 105 reps, the whole city takes notice. We Reppin' is a northern salute to the top talents coming out the city and across Canada. If you're reppin', we're reppin'.
Toronto's best urban music, Vibe 105. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Nobetternina. And I have another guest with me here in the studio today. When Vibe 105 reps, the whole city takes notice. We Reppin' is a northern salute to some of the top talents coming up out of the city and across Canada. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, please welcome Dre Prada.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We in the building. Lil Prada in the building. You dig. Shout out Vibe 105, man.
Yes. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. So when did you start getting into music? Because you're pretty young, no?
Yeah. Still very young.
So how old are you now?
I actually just turned 18.
Oh, okay.
But I've been doing this from like 13. Just
Wow.
writing and stuff, not even recording too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Happy belated birthday.
Respect.
So what got you here? Like, did you just wake up one day and decide like, I want to start rapping? Like, how did we get here?
I feel like since I was probably like 12 or one of those young ages, like music was always a career that I always wanted to have, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I really don't I like school, but like I could tell when something's not for me, you know?
Yeah.
But like music's always just been for me.
Yeah.
So I always took it as being a full-time career.
Yeah. And was it one of those things that you kind of just always grew up around growing up, or kind of just something you got into on your own?
I feel like my parents are a big influence on me because like they used to play like all type of different music around me. But like even I've just been just watching everything, you know. I've been watching the Toronto hip hop scene come up right now, especially at this point. It's coming up really big, so I feel like this was even the perfect time to come in as a young kid to the game, you know. Definitely,
yeah, for sure. And so, speaking of, you said you were only 18. Are you still in school? Were you homeschooled? How does your whole schooling thing work?
Yeah, I actually when I started, I was actually on and off with homeschool, but like I'm actually about to go back to school.
Okay.
So about to finish up my last year actually.
Okay.
And then from there, I know the music might take off a little, so
yeah, I
might have to end up going back to homeschool, but like I make sure that's a number one thing I get done too, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. So what's your favorite subject?
Oh man, I could tell you my worst. I think math.
We're the same, because that's my worst too.
Honestly, I hate math.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, science is really fun for me because like all the experiments and stuff, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
And so, but do you ever feel like, because you're so young, do you ever feel like you missed out on a high school experience, like prom, graduation, like all that stuff?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah?
That's for sure. I missed out on so many things.
Yeah, so you never got to go to a prom at all?
No, never.
Wow.
I don't know, but like I always would see it in movies and stuff, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, that's not for me, you know?
Yeah.
Regardless.
No, for sure.
It was whatever for me.
It's overplayed, I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
So you just came off a performance recently in Hamilton with Houdini and Free.
Yeah.
Do you ever see yourself working with them in terms of music in the future?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I'm around a lot of people that are with these guys like every day, and like ever since like we kind of clicked up and started working, like it's always been love. So
yeah,
I could definitely say like some for sure is coming with Houdini or someone else for sure.
Okay. And so that performance in Hamilton, was that like something for Frosh, or was it just like a scheduled performance you had from before?
I think Houdini was on his tour, but I think it was like Frosh week, but like he added it as a tour date, you know what I mean?
Okay. Gotcha.
But, like, it was super litty, super turned.
Yeah.
Hamilton's litty out there for sure.
Yeah, no, it definitely looked like it from the videos that I saw.
For real.
So let me ask you this, because I have my own opinion on what I think about Toronto rappers and how they're different from each other. So what would you say makes you different from every other rapper coming up out of the city?
Well, to be honest, I think I'm different. Just my style, you know, like I don't watch what other people are doing. Like a lot of people in the city watch with an evil eye on what people are doing, and then end up in a race with other people when it's really not a race, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like how I think we could all come together and just push ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
Anyone could get that same amount of money. It's nothing, you know?
So do you have like a lot of Toronto artists that you listen to on the daily, or are you kind of just like keeping your ear to the streets for yourself personally, so you kind of know who you're up against?
I would say I kind of listen to other Toronto artists for like inspiration too, you know, to see what's really also going on in Toronto. Like, I like Pressa, he's hard. Houdini's hard. I like Nav. He's crazy talented. I'm liking also what's that upcoming rapper? Lil Barrett's hard, super hard.
Yep.
I was also in the studio before he blew up. He's a real humble guy. Yeah, like
it's a long list.
Yeah, it's a long list. I can't even think right now.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So you did open up for Fetty Wap, I believe it was last year here in Toronto, which is obviously huge. So being this young and so quickly rising to this success, what do you think your defining point is of knowing that you made it?
I feel like knowing that I made it would, like, I don't even see myself really here. You know what I mean? Like I see it's just opening even more opportunities for artists like me to come into the game too. Like just not in Toronto, but like all over, just finding different talents, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was that like opening up for Fetty Wap?
It was definitely a different experience. Like the way it was, we didn't like interact that much, but just to have like a lot of eyes like taking who you are because you're with that person, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a huge experience. Huge.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity for sure. And so what, speaking of that defining point, what percentage do you feel like you're at right now in terms of reaching it?
Oh man, I feel like I don't even consider ourselves halfway because there's so many things I want to get done still. I say we're getting to a quarter, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely, like, I'm still young, so there's definitely more time to come.
Yeah, no, there's a lot more time to come,
real.
that's for sure. Yeah. And so your first EP, Who is Dre Prada, it didn't have any features, but what made you want to add features for your latest EP, Can't You See the Ring, which dropped in May of this year, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what made you want to add those features in?
You know what? Like, the way we do our projects is, like, we kind of just, like, make music until, like, we have, like, a bunch of sounds that fit together. So I did the track with Nobetternina originally for a project that we had coming out, like a joint project, but I just took that one and I placed it there. And then also I met with my boy Shimmy Chu in the studio one day, and like it was the first day we met, so we vibed out. The vibe was there. We came out with a super banger.
Yeah.
And then I don't even know how we were gonna release it at first, but we ended up just putting it in too.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And so that tape with Novocaine, is that still coming, or is that kind of something that's off to the side for now?
You know what? We have bare tracks, so it could come anytime now. You know what I mean?
Okay. Gotcha. So it's kind of like going to be a surprise thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And so as you mentioned, those two features you had on Can't You See the Ring were Shimmy Chu and Novocaine. What's your relationship like with them? Because they're young too. Do you feel like it's kind of a different understanding between you guys being so young in the game?
I feel like what most people tell me too is like I don't act my age. Like I act ahead of my age. Like so I could connect with anyone no matter what age you are. You know what I mean? I feel like especially like me and my manager, we're very open people. So yeah, it's easy to work with us. So like without a doubt, when I did the track with both of those guys, like we legit did that in probably like 30 minutes an hour. You know?
Okay. Yeah. And so you recently released your single Grind Like This. What was the inspiration behind that track?
I remember I was telling my manager one day, yo, we're really gonna get this. You just gotta grind, you know what I mean? So I remember it was a freestyle actually. I just went in the booth and vibed out, and like in my head I was just thinking, yo, in order to get this, you just gotta grind, you know? So we gotta put something that people can relate to, because everyone's grinding. Like even you guys are grinding right now on the radio, you know? Yeah. For real. So everyone can connect on that level too. Yeah. No, it's definitely it's dope for a freestyle. It's dope for a track. It's even doper for a freestyle. Yeah. So I don't know if you remember, but back then in 2017, there was this big uproar around Lonzo Ball. I'm assuming you're familiar with him. He had that reality show with his family. He was around your age at the time when he said that people who listen to Nas are outdated and real hip hop is Future and Migos. How do you feel about that statement? Do you agree, disagree? What's your take on that? I agree and disagree, because right now actually we're about to enter a whole different wave with like especially young artists coming in. But why would that happen if we didn't have that to begin with Nas, all those older artists too? Like you can't discriminate, because hip hop just didn't appear this way, you know what I mean? It took time to grow, and it took time for producers to grow, writers and everything to get where we are right now. So like I say, like hip hop back in the day was a big influence too.
Yeah, because I feel like there's definitely that defining point between the different generations, because obviously Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, Tupac, they're all hip hop legends, but there are other people who did come into the game and inspire a whole other generation like you. Like even A Boogie on one of his tracks, he talks about how Future inspired him at one point. So I feel like we definitely hit that point. And so being from that different younger generation, what artists would you say inspire you today, or are you listening to the most?
Future is definitely my number one. I've always loved Future.
Yeah.
I say number 2 would be Drake. Number 3, probably Nav, because like his beats, like honestly, like when I listen to his beats, I'm like, yo, this is me right here, you know? Like I really feel his stuff.
Yeah.
Number 4 would probably be like, Tory Lanez is pretty hard. I like a lot of melodic stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That different type wave.
Yeah. And so speaking of Nav and his beats and stuff, does that ever inspire you to kind of get into the producing side of things, or is that something you're looking to potentially get into in the future?
Yeah, exactly. Like, especially when I listen to his beats, like I find a lot of similar things that I would even use in my beats too, you know? So I feel like even if I were to make a beat myself, it would fit me better than any producer would make a beat. But like I tried to do it a couple of times. I made crazy beats, but like I didn't finish off, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And like we said, you still have a lot of time. So
exactly. Taking it one at a time for now.
Exactly. And so like we said, you just released your single Grind Like This, but what's next? Is there a music video coming? Any other singles coming out soon?
Yeah, I got the I have a Prada Everything video coming up right now. I'm gonna also start shooting for the Grind Like This. Definitely have some crazy visuals coming out for that one too.
Okay.
But after that, I say I really want to drop a next project, because like I've been have so much music just saved up, you know? I just want to get it out there now. Yeah, no, for sure. And so do you want to let the people know how they can find you on social media and where we can find all your releases? Yes, you can find me on my my bad.
It's okay.
You can find me on my social media pages at Dre Prada 85. That's DRE PRADA 85. And you can find me on YouTube as Dre Prada.
Okay, and that's where we can find all your releases as well?
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
Perfect. So be sure to keep it locked right here to Vibe 105 for the rest of the afternoon vibe. And make sure you check out Dre Prada's latest single, Grind Like This, and check him out on all streaming services.
If you're reppin', we're reppin'.